Well, today we're continuing a conversation we started last week on 8West. We brought you information about the PACE program. PACE, of course, standing for Programs for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. It's a program through Medicare and Medicaid, and right now some major changes are underway with PACE, which could impact you and those you love. So our expert in estate planning, David Carrier, also well-versed in the PACE program, is joining us again this morning so that we can continue the conversation. Welcome back to 8West, David.
Thanks, Terry. How are you?
I'm good. So let's talk about PACE, because this really, especially right now, while we're still contending with the coronavirus pandemic, really important information for people to know about this program.
Well, you know, people who watch the news, you know that the death rate in nursing homes from COVID is extremely high. About 40 to 50% of deaths, COVID deaths, have come to people in nursing homes. And so naturally, and that's only a very small part of the population. Basically, if you just do the math, you're about 70 times more likely to die of COVID if you're in a nursing home than if you're in the general population, even adjusting for age. So nursing home, we love the people working there and they're frontline and they're doing good work, but it's dangerous. I mean, that's just the reality of it. PACE keeps you at home. And, it says Program of All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. Well, the age is 55. 55 and above are eligible for PACE. I got to tell you, so often when we get a family on PACE, and in the last few weeks we've gotten several more families on the PACE program, people are like, oh, I should have done this before. Darn right you should have done it before.
Yeah, who qualifies for it? What do you have to do to be eligible? Because I'm going to tell you this, big reveal here. I'm old enough. I meet that minimum age requirement to qualify for PACE, but what else is there?
There's an income requirement, which can, if you're a married couple, don't worry about the income requirement. We can adjust that between the spouses. And then there's an asset requirement as well. So you may have been told you don't qualify for this because you have a cottage or a business or a farm, or there's none of that matters anymore. You see, none of that matters because under the COVID-19 rules, they're waiving all those requirements. Now, it's got to be done correctly. That hasn't changed. It's all going to be audited. It's got to be done right. But it's opened up eligibility for people who've been told you're not eligible. And, put down the darn remote, pick up the phone, call the number. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything to find out if you're eligible.
What are the
and many more people are eligible.
Yeah, what are the kinds of services that the people who qualify for PACE can expect to receive? I mean, it sounds like for so many people, this is a complete blessing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. It's all of your medical equipment, durable medical equipment. If you've been trying to get your spouse in and out of the shower for a period of time, good luck. Or imagine trying to do that. They'll send an aide out to the house to take care of the hygiene. It's all of your pharmacy stuff. There's no co-pays. There's no donut hole. You go to one place. You don't have to go to 6 different physicians trying to put it all together. It's a multidisciplinary team. It's a team, and they figure out what you need in cooperation with the families, and then they deliver. You need a ride to the doctor? They're there. It's all taken care of. Everyone says, oh, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. And that is the biggest stumbling block. That is the biggest downside to PACE. It's the one thing that prevents people from putting down the remote, get out of the recliner, pick up the phone. It's the one thing we go, oh, that can't be true. That can't benefit us. Until you see it, until you're involved.
Right. Yeah, so let's talk about what steps do you and your team go through to help people? So if someone that needs, you think could really benefit from being a part of the PACE program, do they just give you a call?
I love that question. Yeah, that's a great question. So you call us, and the first thing that happens is you get what we call the discovery meeting. That's either with a senior paralegal or one of our attorneys. And it's just a general conversation. What's going on? What do you need? what are the basic, just very basic asset information? Do you own a home? Do you have a cottage? You do very basic kind of stuff. Takes about 15, 20 minutes. And then we set up the next meeting where I consult with the attorney or the senior paralegal who took the information in, and then we get together and figure out, okay, what can we do for these folks? You know, it doesn't make any sense for you to be hanging on the line while we're thinking about this. So we do the information gathering first, and then we discuss it in a group, and then we've got a basis for going forward. There's no charge for any of this.
Right, and let's talk about the other thing that you offer, the life plan workshops. You've changed them a little bit because of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing and the understanding that being outside is probably a really good thing, so you have that open space.
Exactly right. At all of our locations, Portage is Kalamazoo, I guess, really. Portage, Holland, Norton Shores, and of course in Grand Rapids, we have tents, 20 by 20, 10 by 10. And so we have folks under the tent, outside. You know, sometimes it gets a little warm, but we have fans and water bottles and everything else. And I'll tell you, the workshop has gone from a lot of, well, here's how this stuff works, because people are finally figuring out, I better get this done. You know, if you're waiting for a wake-up call and you don't think that this was a wake-up call, I don't know what you're waiting for. And so people have a lot of questions, and what we found is we're doing minimum lecturing, minimum presentation, you might say, and a lot of answering questions. A lot of the time now is devoted to answering the questions that people have. And what I found is that in answering the questions, we cover the presentation anyway.
Yeah, it is really nice, very interactive, very engaging. And if people are interested in getting the list of the times when you're having those, the different locations, or just connecting with you, your website is a great place to start, davidcarrierlaw.com. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Terry.